samurai. But you can at least die like a samurai. You may not be able to fight like a samurai, but you can at least die like a samurai.
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to Genealogy 101 with the Autonomous Party, and I am your host, Opemiha. Okay, so if everyone remembers from the last few videos, we have been covering the surnames of the people of Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. We even dove into the Delaware, Maryland area. So continuing on with genealogy, so a lot of times when you're digging through your records, what you're going to start finding is your ancestors that had land patents. Now, there are those of us who have family members that have passed land down through the family, and we still have a lot of people who still have held on to that land to this day from their ancestors. So when you are seeing the land patents pull up in your family's records, what you want to do once that happens is you want to go to the Bureau of Land Management, and then on the Bureau of Land Management, or you can even just go straight, actually you can go straight to the Glow Records, and it's glowrecords.blm.gov. So on the video, if you need to pause it, it's up there in the search bar, so people can actually check it out. So the reason why I wanted to cover this particular topic, for one, it has to do with genealogy. Number two, a lot of us are starting to run across this land patent thing. Okay. So I wanted to explain a couple things. I wanted to show you some things on here. So again, I'm going to try to keep this between 20 and 30 minutes. And I hope you're here all day. Okay. So the first thing you'll see when you get here on the Glow Records site is where you can search your documents. So I have the mouse up here, and it'll pull up this page here. So on this page, if you click on where it says location, you have a state option and you have a county option. Okay. So if you go into the state option, it has most of the states in here. And then you have the option to do just any state where you're not really picking anything. But one thing I did want to add into this, the 13 colonies, a lot of times you're not going to have anything in here that goes back. Usually you'll have to get to a lot of those particular states to find what it is you're looking for. Okay. And we're going to use Virginia, and we'll check out a couple of the other states to see if they pull up anything. Now, one thing that I did notice on a lot of the land patents, there is a section where it gives you an authority. Okay. And we'll get into that here in just a second. I wanted to kind of show you this real quick. So down here in the miscellaneous area, you have a drop down here where it says any land office. So if we click on that, this is what it gives you. It looks like for Virginia, because that's the state we picked. You also have the option for any tribe. Okay, so again, with this one for Virginia, there's not going to be anything there. The next drop down that you have are these issue dates, and then you have this authority section. Now, one thing that you can do to figure out, and what I'm getting at is with this authority, this is normally going to be the area or the section where you're going to find what act the land patent was issued under or how the land patent was obtained. Okay, so if we click on authority here for Virginia, this is the only thing that pulls up. So this is the cell section 209 minerals FLPMA. All right, so let's click on that for just a second. We're going to hit search patent. And then what you're going to notice here is there's going to be two different groups of people that pull up. So you obviously have hyperlinks here that you can click on to get more information about the patent. So let's click on that. And up here at the top, the important information that you're going to notice is the state and the issue date. So this was done July 28th of 1980. All right, the next thing you're going to see is the authority, which we just read. So this was done October 21st, 1976, cell section 209 minerals. What I would recommend that everyone do when you find a land patent in your people's name is highlight these things that you're seeing, copy them, go to a Google page, and put in and paste in what it is you just copied. Okay, so if I hit paste on that, and then I'm going to hit search. And what'll normally happen is you'll have this pull up to give you information on exactly what it is that you just saw.
You may not be able to fight like
And this is important when we're searching these land patents, because this may help us find things that can help us obtain these lands. You know, it may be things that are just going to be informational for you to know, but I feel like when we're looking at these land patents, we need to know exactly what it is we're looking at. Okay, so let's go back real quick. And so we picked Virginia that time. I want to try to find another 13 colony state. Let's try Maryland. All right, so let's do authority. Again, as you can see, there's nothing. Okay, so let's go to, what's another one? Let's do Massachusetts. Okay, let's click authority. Nothing there again. All right, let's go to, let's see, we'll try one more and then we'll move on with the next thing. So let's try North Carolina. See if there's any authority there. So we have the same thing that we saw on the last one with this cell section 209 minerals, FLPMA. So let's search it real quick. All right, let's look at the patent information. So again, this was done in the state of North Carolina on March 5th, 1980. And this is for 16.47 acres. All right, so again, when you get here, copy and paste this information here. You don't really need the date unless you want it, but you just want to get the main information here. And you can probably even get this little part back here and look up exactly what this is, or why this land patent was given under this authority. Okay, so I think we kind of get the picture on the 13 colony states. Okay, so let's actually go to a state where we can look up some things. All right, so I'm gonna do Ohio, because that's the state that I live in. So I'm going to use Ohio as my example. All right, so before we do that, I want to show you a couple other things. So right here where it says names, you can actually put your ancestor surnames in there. You can do the first name if you have it, the middle name. And if you're going to search that way, probably the best thing to do is to do any state. If you know the state, or if it shows the state that your ancestor is in, you could put the state and the county, and you can kind of start pinpointing things. But a good thing to do is to try any state to give it a broader search. But when you're trying to pinpoint things down, you may want to do the state and the county to get it a little bit closer, especially if you have a ancestor that has a common surname. All right, so let's go back to the state of Ohio, because this is actually a good example of this authority section here. So this authority section, as you can see, quite a few things pulled up. Okay, so this is all the different ways that the land patents were given out for the state of Ohio. And under each one of these, if I was to click on one, like as an example, the Canadian Refugee Warrant Act, and that was given in, looks like February 1801. So let's click it. And then we're going to go and search the patent. Okay, so as you can see here, we're going to get names. All right, and there's 10 pages worth of names. All right, so I'm going to do the very first person. I want to click on the hyperlink here. All right, so this is for the state of Ohio. The issue date on this is March 30th, 1802. All right, this person, the total acreage given was 322 acres. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this act, because I want to see exactly why it was given if this was my ancestor. Okay, so let's copy it. And if you guys remember, we went to our Google search. So let's do that. And let's take out this one. And we're going to put in the act that we just copied and pasted, because we want to see what this was given, what this act actually is. All right, so you're going to get a few different things that you can look at here. So we want to try to find the best one of these that we can. So let's try the first one here. Let's see if this pulls up what it is we're looking for. All right, so let's see here. Let's go back for just a second here and see if maybe there is a better link we can look at. But the information is probably actually in that link I just clicked on. Let's see here. Okay, so it looks like obviously there was some immigration going on from Canada. A lot of times too, when you click on these acts, it usually will give you the act, way ahead of time. But let's go to this one here, the Refugee Tract. Okay, it says the Refugee Tract is an area of land in Ohio, United States, granted to people from British Canada who left prior to July 4th, 1776, stayed in the U.S. until November 25th, 1783, continuously, and aided the revolutionary cause. Okay, so my understanding of what I just read is that if you came from Canada, British Canada, and you helped out in the Revolutionary War, you were offered tracts of land here in Ohio. Okay, so that's basically why these were given. Okay, so that's why I say it's important that, you know, when we see our ancestors, we need to come here and look up why they were given whatever kind of land they were given. All right, so that was that one. So you can see, you got a few different ones in here. So we got the cell cache entries. Let's click on that, and that's probably where we're going to get a lot of our names. And I've looked at most of my land patents for my ancestors, and a lot of them, this is how they got their actual land patents were through the cash sales. All right, so we'll just pick somebody. And we picked, okay, so this was, looks like Martin Andrews or Alexander or Skinner Alexander, whoever these people are. Again, you can see the cell cache entry. The date, the state is Ohio. The issue date is February 13th, 1821. All right, so again, if we go here and we copy and paste this into our Google page. So let's get rid of this one. All right, and let's add the new one. And now this may be too broad of, it may work and it may not work. So let's see. I feel like it's really self-explanatory. So we really could get more specific on this, but all this means is that the person who got this land patent paid for it. Okay, they paid for this land. All right, so again, there's 100+ pages of people who paid to have land here in Ohio. Okay, again, a lot of my ancestors that did come here from, you know, the states of Virginia, Maryland, different places like that. This is how they got their land here in Ohio. Okay. So let's go back for a second. And, you know, again, like I said, you want to look and see why people are getting these land patents. So as you can see here, there's Indian allotment. So let's go ahead and click on that one and see what pulls up. Let's go ahead and search the patent. And this is pulling up 2 different people for 2 different patents. Okay, so I'm going to click on the second one for just a second. So this person got 80 acres in Ohio, done on December 11th, 1919. Now, the other thing that you can do while you're on here is you can look at the patent images. And obviously, the further back you start going, the way these patents are going to be written, some of them are typed up just like this, very legible. You can read through it and see exactly why this person got their land patent. It'll describe the land. It'll talk about, you know, the have and the hold for their heirs and assignees forever. Okay. And it'll have the president's name on here that gave out the patent. All right, so let's go back. Actually, I'm going to go back to that one real quick because I wanted to do, so I think we did the Indian allotment. Yeah. Okay, so again, you can go here and you can copy and paste this general Indian allotment. Let's do that. And then we're going to go to Google once again. Take this one out. All right, let's put in the new one we just copied and pasted. All right, Indian General Allotment Act. So let's look at that one. All right. Now, I did notice when I looked at this before, there's some government websites where you can actually go in and read exactly, again, what this act entails and why the patent was given out the way under this particular act. All right, so let's go back. And let's see here. So let's go to, see here.
You may not be able to fight like a
All
samurai.
right. So let's go back to our authority here. Again, like I said, this is for the state of Ohio. So wherever you're finding your land patents, do this same thing and that for that state and see if it pulls up anything for you. But as you can see, now the one I did want to pull up real quick for you guys that is kind of bothersome is the United Brethren Warrant Act. So I'm going to click on that one and we're going to search the patents. You'll see why I said that here in a minute. So as you can see here, again, there is 81 pages of this. Okay. So we're going to click on George Anderson. So as you can see, it's the state of Ohio. It got 100 acres. This was issued on May 2nd, 1800. All right, so let's look up what the United Brethren Act is. All right, so let's copy this. Go back over here to our Google search. All right, so we're going to move that out of there and we're going to put in the United Brethren Act. Let's see what that pulls up. Okay, so as you can see here, you get a few different options, but I believe they all, for the most part, say the same thing on here. Okay, so let's look and see what this one says here. It says an act regulating the grants of land appropriated for military services and for the Society of the United Brethren for propagating the gospel among the heathen. So when I see this, I'm gonna be honest with you. It looks like people were given land patents to do missionary work. So let's go back here for just a second and go to this JSTOR link. Okay. So basically, if you look at this here, this is a Church of the United Brethren, commonly called the Moravians. So again, like I said, I'm part of the Autonomous Party. The brother that does the show on Sundays on this channel, his name is Mac. He has actually gone over this Moravians, who they are. So if you're curious about that, go back in the Autonomous Party archives and you should be able to find out exactly who these people are. Okay. So again,
You may not be able to fight
we
like a
want to be
samurai.
careful with the land patents when we're finding them
Die like a samurai.
and seeing exactly why they were given. So, if I had an ancestor that fell under this, which I don't, but if I had an ancestor that fell under this act, well, that's telling me that they were part of this Moravian Brethren society to do missionary work here in Ohio. And they got rewarded for doing this missionary work was acres of land. So a lot of these people, when I click through these, had a lot of land. And I'm just going at random here, clicking on different people. A lot of them got close to 100 acres. Some got 200. let's go to the very end and see who we got here. So again, another person with 100 acres. Okay. So essentially with this, like I said, this does have to do with genealogy, obviously. But I feel like we should examine some of these land patents just a little bit more closely, just to see how your ancestor obtained their land. Again, I know there's people out there that their families pass land down to them through the family, so no really issues with that as far as I know. Then we have a swamplands grant here for just the state of Ohio. So no particular person, just went to the state, because usually swamplands aren't very, you really can't live on them. And that was done, looks like, April 7th, 1930. Okay. So I'll try to do maybe another part of this. Again, I didn't want to, hold you too long here with this information, because we can go on for days with this. We can go in other states with that. You also, real quick before we go, let's do the any state again. And I know we have this tribe section here, and as you can see, if you click on it, it does give you different tribes that you can check out. And I'm going to click on this Dakota OR Sioux Nation. I'm just curious, see what that gives us. So it looks like it pulled up some information in Arizona. We got two. Let's see, we got two. So this was 40 acres, and this is the script of nature of script. So let's just look up real quick and see what exactly this is real quick. All right, so let's go back here. Let's get out of JSTOR. Let's remove this. And we're going to go and paste that. And let's see what this is exactly. Let's see here. So we may. Yeah, that's not really giving us a whole lot of information. Let's see here. It says general remarks, Dakota or Sioux half-breed certificate. So I'm also curious what this is. Let's copy. So you never know what you're gonna find on some of this stuff when you start digging in on it. So let's see what this is. Okay, so let's click on this and see what we got here. We get to send me information. So it says an abstract of land entries made in the Red Wing Land District with Sioux half-breed script, issued to mixed-blood Dakota Indians to extinguish their title to land originally reserved to them by the Treaty of Prairie du Chien. The script could be used to locate land anywhere in the public domain. Much of the script was entered by someone other than the person to whom it was issued. This is interesting. The abstract for each script entry gives entry or certificate number and letter of the script, date of the script was issued, person to whom issued, person to whom the script was located, date located, legal description of the tract located, date a patent was issued, and volume and page in which the patent is recorded in GLOW records. Some entries contain annotations on subsequent actions with citations to letters from the Commissioner of the General Land Office. It says that a summary overview of the series comprising the Red Wing Land District records is available in the repository. So that was interesting. Again, it says this was done in the Phoenix Land Office. So I'm glad I clicked on that because that was definitely interesting. And I believe this will be the same thing for this other one. So yeah. All right, everyone. So again,
You may not be able to fight like a samurai.
this is, we found some really important things going through this. Again, like I was saying before, when you do find land patents, each one of them should have an authority on it. And I believe I showed you the section where that authority was located. Let me try one more of these. Let's see if Georgia has anything. Same thing is going on with Georgia. Let's see here. I bet Connecticut's going to be the same way. Yeah. Let's see if Michigan is actually in here, because I know that should pull up some things. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so again, Michigan, just like Ohio, wasn't part of the 13 colonies, so they were, giving away land here. You can see all the different ways to, that these were actually handed out. So again, with the cash sale entries, that's probably where you're going to have your most amount of names. So again, there's 100 pages there. And like I was saying before, this here, where it says authority, once you get into the patent, look this information up. And all this information here, let's go back to the original page, should pull up here. So this is a quick way to get through some of this. But then again, if you put in the name and find your ancestor, just look up what authority is pulling up on a Google search to find out why the patent was given. All right, y'all. So I held y'all here long enough. Again, my name is Opemiha, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Genealogy 101. And I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Peace.